Republicans claim that non-citizen voting undermines election results, and the Democrats are somehow conspiring to register undocumented immigrants to win elections. No proof is required to support those claims, which is customary now in the alternate reality created by Trump, where making a claim is sufficient to prove its truth. After a comprehensive investigation, the Republican Secretary of State in Georgia found that only 22 non-citizens had registered to vote out of 8.2 million voters. That confirms what nonpartisan voting experts and prior investigations have been telling the Republicans for years now. Voting by non-citizens is not a problem. I have cited some references in the more section below. Will the overwhelming evidence that non-citizen voting is not a problem prevent Trump and his party from claiming that he lost the upcoming election because millions of non-citizens voted for Harris and not a single one of those imaginary non-citizen voters voted for Trump? The answer is clearly no. And an effort will be made to overturn state certified election results on those grounds. Doesn't that sound like a ridiculous statement for anyone to make except for, of course, a shameless demagogue who has in the past and will in the future attempt to undermine the democratic process? That person knows that tens of millions will accept virtually any claim or every claim, no matter how frivolous and preposterous made by him, and without a scintilla of proof. And that is proven to be an accurate assessment that Trump has made about his followers. The person that I'm referring to is Donald Trump. He did, in fact, make that very claim in a January 2017 interview with David Muir. I have cited the transcript in the more section below of that interview. He was claiming then that Hillary had not won the popular vote in 2016 because millions of non-citizens voted for her, and Trump stated that he did not get a single vote from a non-citizen. What we now know for certain is that Trump requires no proof whatsoever to make outrageous claims, and through repetition by him and his followers and the media and Republican politicians, the false statements will be accepted as true, because in Trump world, Trump is an honest person who tells it like it is. And it doesn't matter if the news media organizations point to tens of thousands of false and misleading statements and document that they were false. The people who support Trump will still believe that he is an honest person. The number could be over 100,000 and it wouldn't change their opinion. Will Trump accept a loss in November? We all know the answer to that one. He will not accept the result even if Harris wins all the battleground states by a comfortable margin. There is going to be trouble again. There is no way that he will ever acknowledge losing to Harris, and he will once again try to undermine the democratic process and voters' faith in election results in his personal pursuit of power. And importantly, he needs to do that in order to stay out of jail. He needs to win. He will have his attorney general fire the special prosecutor if he wins, which will end the 2 federal criminal prosecutions. The race is now too close to call. There will be some Republicans who voted for Trump in 2020 who will cast a vote for Harris in this upcoming election. The polls currently show that among decided voters, the number of those who voted for Biden in 2020 switching to Trump in 2024 will outnumber those changing from Trump to Harris. There are still undecided Republican voters, and some may respond to statements made by Dick Cheney, Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney, Generals Milley and Kelly about Trump being unfit. But I am skeptical because I know too many Trump supporters that those statements will change their minds of very many of them, if any, and they will just choose to ignore the very negative statements made by those people and many others who know Trump well. Trump has successfully turned tens of millions of American voters away from accurate information, and they are now permanent residents of the Orwellian world that Trump has created for them. That is just the way